Hey guys, so today I'm going to be going over my everyday neutral makeup routine. I'm going to show you a bunch of the products that I use, pretty much most of them, and also how I create a very neutral everyday look. So to start off, I use a moisturizer and an oil. So I've been using this Neutrogena moisturizer for sensitive skin. Works great. I do a couple pumps on my hand. And then I also add a couple of drops of rosehip oil. And I was talking to somebody who was super into skincare, and they said that rosehip oil was super good for like redness and I think just scarring and dark spots kind of thing. So I've been using that because I have dealt with acne in the past, and I figured, it doesn't hurt. But I honestly really like adding an oil into my routine because I feel like it really helps to lock in the moisture, and I have super dry skin. So I really, really like that. Perfect. Now next up, I actually go in with a highlighter, but it's not really a highlighter. It's like, okay, it's called an illuminator. This is a limited edition one by NARS, which I absolutely love. I like using cream highlighters just because I feel like they're a little bit more natural. So I just put a little bit of that on my finger, and I don't use it as like an all over glowy primer. I just concentrate that on the tops of my cheeks. Now in my makeup routine, I actually don't use a foundation, and the reason for this is just simply because my skin is it's not great, and I just find that foundations cling to my dry patches and they really accentuate everything that I don't want accentuated. So instead of doing a foundation all over my skin or even a tinted moisturizer, I prefer to just use a concealer. So currently I'm using just the NARS, I think this is like the soft matte creamy concealer. So I put a little bit on my fingertip, and I just go in the spots that are really, not even really bad. Well, I mean, my skin's bad right now, but like I don't really feel the need to conceal everything because realistically my skin's my skin. And so I do a very light amount, and I try to blend it in a lot. This concealer is also a little bit light for me right now because I'm super pale in the winter, and then in the summer I tan a little bit more. I mean, I'm not tan right now, but like, you get what I mean. So I'm just putting it on the spots that are like the darkest, just to kind of lighten them up so they're not as obvious. And I just do everything with my fingers just because I'm lazy, and I also find that brushes don't blend as nicely sometimes. There's also the added factor that like I wash my hands and my fingers, whereas a brush I'm not going to wash nearly as often. So what's actually better to be going on my skin? Okay, so I am somewhat concealed. Not really. A lot of my redness and active breakouts and stuff are still peeking through, but that is totally okay. So next up, I kind of mix things around. I'll powder first, but honestly, I bounce between doing my eyes and then doing my very little base. And so for powder, I'll just go over the spots that are really in need of some mattifying. So mostly my T-zone throughout the day, and then I'll also powder the areas that were kind of where I focused my concealer on. And so the powder that I'm using right now is the Charlotte Tilbury, like Flawless Finish, whatever, whatever. And it's good. Honestly, her packaging's gorgeous, so I'm a sucker for packaging. So next up, I kind of move on to eyes at this point. And for eyes, right now I'm using the Morphe eyelid primer. And now this Morphe eyelid primer is actually really good. I previously was using the Urban Decay and then I used the NARS. And honestly, like, they're so expensive. And considering, like, I have oily eyelids, so I use eye primer every single day. And I go through it. So, I don't know, it just, like, didn't feel worth it to be spending, like, $30 or $40 on an eye primer, to be honest. And it's not even something that, like, I get joy out of using, really. It's just kind of like another step in the routine. When I'm putting on eye primer, I really try to be gentle with my eyeballs. And I also roll it on the underneath of my eyes, just because I like using, like, sometimes a little bit of shadow on the lower lash line, or also I do really enjoy using, like, kind of an eyeliner on the lower lash line, and I don't want that to budge either. So again, beautiful packaging. The Charlotte Tilbury Sophisticate palette, and I'm going to be going in with a Bobbi Brown brush, which I got as a gift. It's honestly, Bobbi Brown brushes are really beautiful. So this is the eye smudge brush. There's no number. So for this one, I'm going to be going in with the second color on the right. I think it's Enhance. And I just tap that on my brush and I kind of tap it on the outer corner. And then I try to, like, do more blendy motions inwards. So I tap it and then blend it. So what I like about this color is, first of all, it's matte. And recently, especially for, like, more neutral, like, everyday looks, I've been trying to go for more natural matte colors. Just because I find that they look a little bit more natural. It's kind of easier to blend because even if you don't blend it out, it looks fine. So it's a little bit lower maintenance than, you know, previously I was using, like, bright oranges and red tones, which is also really fun, but is way more work, to be honest. So, blend that, add as much as you want, trying to somewhat make it even. The shape that I normally go for with my eyes is to be a little bit more swoopy uppy, very technical term, on the outer and make it darker, and then I try to go above where my eyes, like, fold when I open my eyes, so that you can see a little bit of that blended brown above that fold. So I feel like that helps to open the eyes and also just helps to frame them in general. Like, I hate when you can't see your eyeshadow, especially when your eyes are open. It's like, I put in the work. I want to see it. I also want to apologize. My voice and my sniffles are very obvious. I do have a cold right now, but I'm kind of, like, getting over it, so I feel fine, but my voice is still kind of like... So I put in that second shade, and now I'm going to go in with a flat brush. This is the Bobbi Brown eyeshadow brush, that's all it says on it. And I'll go in with Prime. I have eyelids with veins on them, and so this Prime color is essentially like a lighter version of my skin tone. Like, it could be, you know, a highlighting powder for me. And so I just sweep that all over the lid. And that just kind of cancels out the veininess. Super easy, super basic. You don't really have to blend it because it's essentially nothingness. So that's the eyes mostly done. I then go in with another Charlotte Tilbury product. Man, this is like a commercial for her. This is the color Chameleon in Bronze Garnet. You can tell that it's very well done. And I use this on the top lash line. And also a little bit on the bottom. A little bit on the bottom. There we go. So I just find that helps to frame the eyes. Personally, so previous to this, this is meant to be like an eyeshadow stick. which I don't use it for because I feel like it blends terribly. Like, it sets very quickly, so you have to work really fast to blend it. And since it is such a dark color, it's like a pain. So personally, I prefer to use it as an eyeliner, but previously I was using the Urban Decay, like those 24/7 glide-on liners. I prefer to use liners that are like a taupey or like bronzy or purpley tone. I just find that they look, not that they look more natural, because I'm sure brown would be the most natural color, but I just think they accentuate my brown eyes a little bit nicer, and it's a little bit of like the fun pizzazz part of my eye look. But right now I'm really loving that bronze garnet because it's like a purpley tone with like bronze glimmer flecks. Then it's time for the brows. So I've been using the Balm Ferocious or Ferocious brow pencil. And this one, I have decently full brows, so I pretty much just kind of accentuate the arch of it, and then I fill in just at the front a little bit. And I'm doing like small, like hair-like strokes. Honestly, this brow pencil is the best one I've ever tried. I'm curious to try the dip brow though, because this brow pencil runs out very fast. It's about $12, $13 Canadian, which is not too shabby, but the Anastasia dip brow is about like $26, I believe, and that one probably lasts way longer, way longer, so I'm sure that one's a better deal in the long run. So I'm just waiting for the Sephora VIP sale. The only other issue I have with that is that I don't know which shade I am since everything's closed right now, so I won't actually be able to, double check my shade. So I'm just going to take a shot in the dark and get it once the sale starts, and hopefully I pick the right shade. But anyways, so just gonna smudge it. Now, with a lot of my things, I try to make it look a little bit more natural, so it's not going to be perfect. Obviously, my eyebrows aren't perfectly symmetrical. Like, nothing's perfect. So, like, that's good enough. It's good enough. Why not? So, we're nearing the end. So now, at this point, I'd be going in with my blush. So I'm using a little mini size of like NARS Orgasm, I believe. And honestly, I've been using this blush for probably over a year. And it's a beautiful little, pink with gold glimmer. Beautiful blush. I don't use it every day. I don't know if blush really makes a difference, but whatever. And then next up, I'm going to be using another mini of the Fenty Beauty bronzer in Shady Biz. Instant Warm Bronzer. Anyway, I'm not a huge fan of this bronzer. It's very like orange toned, which is kind of not really my jam. But I use this, oh my god, this is disgusting. I used this to bronze up the outer corners. This helps because my concealer is a little bit light, so this kind of helps to mask that lightness. I honestly put bronzer essentially everywhere, which is ridiculous, but it's also summer. Well, okay, it's not summer, it's spring, but I've been wearing dresses and like shorts now, just because I want it to be summer, and so we may as well bronze as much as possible. So that is bronzer done, and the reason I use the minis of the Fenty and the NARS is simply because I'm never going to be going through a full-size blush or bronzer, so what's the point of spending my money there? And honestly, I may as well just use minis and not be wasteful. So the next step now is my setting spray, and you'll notice I do this before my mascara. Heard this from somebody online, but can't remember who. but why use setting spray on your mascara? So I'm going to do this. And then usually at this point, I use a little bit of lip balm. Like I said, my skin's very dry, so are my lips. So right now I'm using a mini of the Bite Beauty Agave Lip Mask. This is before they reformulated. So I do not, like, I can't vouch for their new formulation. I know it's vegan now, I believe. I'm in with my Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced. And honestly, I used this mascara in the past and really loved it. And now I just don't. Oh, great. And I got mascara on my lid. Perfect. I don't know, it's like really wet. And I find that it's very messy. So now that I ruined my eyelid a little bit, I'm just going to go back in with a shadow to hopefully somewhat mask that mistake. That did not work. Oh my god. I know it's underneath my lid. Love it. Okay. Second one. I feel like it needs to dry out more, but this mascara I've been using definitely over a month. So you'd think it would be dry by now. Kind of like that, we kind of don't, whatever. Last step is lipstick. If you do like lipstick, I honestly, see, my mascara still feels so wet when I blink. Anyways, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Glossy Lips and Pillow Talk. Don't quote me on that, I don't really know. But anyways, my sister recommended it. And it's a very much my lips but better kind of shade. Obviously, I like a natural look. I'm also very lazy with my lipstick, meaning I barely wear lipstick. So honestly, wearing a color that's similar to my lip and will fade gracefully is ideal for me. Basically, I've got brown neutral eyes with a little bit of purple liner. Don't mind the mascara mess. I've got mascara on the lashes, pinky nude lip, and brows are mostly done, kind of undone, and a pretty bare face with warmth from bronzer. And so, yeah, I hope that kind of helped you to see kind of what an everyday natural makeup look looks like without any foundation, and how you can just enhance your features without really adding too much base product. I hope to see you again soon. Like and subscribe on this channel. I believe this is going to be the first video, so that's super exciting. Many more to come. And so if you do have any requests, please leave it in the comments down below. I can do more makeup looks, more of the like red tone, orange tone looks, or I could also do more clothing stuff. And if you also do want to check out more about me, I do have a blog called theconsideratecloset.com. There's an About Me page. You can learn a little bit more about me. And I post mostly about lifestyle and capsule closets, fashion. So I'd love if you go check that out as well. Love you lots, and I'll see you again soon.